Minasan ohayo gozaimasu. This is Oki Life here in Okinawa, Japan, with another video for Raid Shadow Legends. So, for today, I want to show my dragon team that I run on stage 20 and now on stage 24. So, recently I was only running it on stage 20, and recently I've done the switch to stage 24 because I'm getting really tired of the rare gear that drops. And it's a little better for tournaments, and it is a little slower, but not bad. So I'll show you the team I have. It's very free to play friendly. Yeah, it's a good team. So, and I'll do a run and I'll show you how it works, why it is effective with the synergy for the dragon run. So one thing I like about the fact that we've got stages 21 to 25 is that typically, I mean, you're increasing the chances of gear, which is good. On the downside, unfortunately, it limits the enemy max HP, which I wish they still did, had not nerfed. That would be that'd be great. On stage 20, the team that I've been using is this team. So I've got Royal Guard in the lead. He's doing huge work on the boss as well. I've got Seer, I've got Mausoleum Mage, Archmage Helmut, and Tayrel. Now these epics are booked out. They're all epics, first of all. The only one that's actually hard to get is Seer because she's void. Two of them were lucky pulls, but if you've been in the game for a while, you probably have a Tayrel and a Royal Guard, but you could put other champs in here instead, and a Mausoleum Mage, of course, as well. And Archmage Helmut, he was free to get from the normal Doom Tower, so it's not, I mean, it's not hard to get these champs necessarily, and they're fairly easy to book since, of course, they're only epic. So for free to play, this is a fairly friendly team. So I'm going to show a run and show you how it works. So for this one, I've got them set up that Mausoleum Mage is in a shield set. Archmage Helmet is in an immunity set, actually, just to give another buff. It's not really necessary here for stage 20, but for the upper levels, every extra buff helps. So Tayrel drops the defense, and Seer will just blow up the waves. She also does good work on the boss, actually. I don't have a reset champ for this, which I would love to have. Of course, a Prince Kaimar would be fantastic. I do have Renegade, but I actually haven't maxed her to level 60, and yeah, this is just the team that works for me. So it's a pretty quick run. 30 seconds, you're onto the boss. And once we get in here with the drop defense and weaken that's already out there, and then once Royal Guard takes a turn, he's going to start hammering the boss down, or rather with his takedown skill, not just any turn. But even without any extra poison or HP burn champ here, it's not required. He's just going to do a huge smack. Already you can see we're a minute in, and the boss is half health almost. There, boom, 725,000. Wow, what a nice hit. So yeah, I love this. I do like this team. It works really nicely. It's a quick run. Don't need to think about it, and it works all the time. So it's 100% success. And what is it? We're going to be done in what, a minute and 30 type of thing is a typical run. Mausoleum Mage, of course, brings the block deep. Oh, there. Seer rips off all the buffs and does a nice chunk of damage to the boss at the end. So minute and 27 seconds. Best time has been a minute. Easy clear. And again, 100% success rate, which is really good for free to play. So I'm going to do a different dungeon run team here for stage 24. For stage 24, stage 25 is a magic affinity. So yeah, stage 24 is a spirit affinity. So actually Mausoleum Mage is going to get targeted here. And I say that because it's the same team. It's going to be the same team. Spirit Affinity Dragon is weak against my Magic Affinity champs that I've got, Tayrel, Royal Guard, and Archmage. And even though it's stage 24 and Royal Guard's not doing as much damage, he's still going to clear us through the boss pretty nicely. So I'll show you how this works now. Actually, there sometimes get to be resists on this on these Dungeon Waves teams. So Tayrel doesn't always place the decreased defense, which is actually fine, because it just means that I probably have the cooldowns back up in time for wave 2. Now, one extra good thing about this makeup of the team is the Archmage Helmet brings an AoE stun on his A2. So he puts out all the buffs for Seer to rip off on the first wave. On the second wave, he places a stun to keep your team alive. You've also got, Mausoleum Mage doing the good work there, but keeping up keeping the team alive. And by the time they all survive, in order to get around to Seer doing her move again. Now, it's not timed perfectly. I'm sure if I had better gear on, I'd be able to run through these waves a little bit faster. He's kind of wasting his takedown move on that second wave, which is unfortunate. But it's still a minute and we're on to the boss. Instead of 30 seconds on stage 20, a minute and we're on to the boss. So some other good things that are happening. There's a decreased attack being put out there. We've got the decreased defense out. Weaken's going to be put out there eventually. Seer's doing tons of damage there as well. And the boss is going to go down. So one of the problems is he going to put out too many debuffs on you? But Mausoleum Mage cleans those debuffs off, which is wonderful. And he also places the block debuffs to prevent them going on. And then also, is it going to be enough damage to get you through that purple one? Look, 400,000 from Royal Guard, which is plenty. 400,000 is going to be enough to do the job on this boss. So typically with this run, it's a longer run. It's going to be a little over 2 minutes probably. I think the fastest is 154 that I've done it in. But again, there's no danger. I've done this run hundreds of times now on stage 24 for Dragon. It's failed a couple of times. I don't know, maybe 5 times or so, something like that. It almost never fails. So yeah, it's a high % success rate. Basically, it's going to succeed. That might come down to just RNG, I suppose. There's a natural 3% to resist any type of debuff. So yeah, it's really nice. None of the champs are going to go down. Mausoleum Mage is going to clear this off again. They move fast. I do have Royal Guard in for the attack aura, but I don't really need to. I actually had Seer in for her resist aura, which was kind of pointless. I wasn't resisting anything anyway. I should probably just put Tyrell in the lead for his defense aura to make sure we get through, because I don't have champs go down, but it would be safer to have it with the increased defense buff aura that Tyrell brings. So nice 6-star. Don't want to keep it since it's rare, and not going to be good for my account. But that's the run. That is my Dragon team for a free-to-play account with friendly champs. 100% success rate, 2-minute, maybe 3-minute run, depending on how it goes, to make sure you can get through all those tournaments in plenty of time for those fusions. So from Okinawa, Japan, this is Oki Life saying sayonara.